Okay, I'm ready.
You can do this. Okay, the first one's an easy one. You just have to state your name and your affiliation with household.
Right. My name is Katherine Douglas, or Doug, if you will.
My name is Lauren.
I'm Katherine.
Andrea.
I'm Meg, and I'm a lamb.
And I'm a lamb.
And I am a lamb.
And I'm a lamb.
And I'm a sister in love of the lamb household.
So you're a senior lamb now?
I am a senior lamb. I'm a super senior lamb.
How do you feel?
Oh man. Ooh, time flies. You're having fun.
My earliest memories are from the times that I was in school. So to begin to think that I won't be coming back to school next year, any school at all, is bizarre.
I don't know, it's a weird feeling. Like, I still feel like a freshman at heart.
I feel bittersweet that it's ending, but like ready to be sent forth into the greater kingdom.
I feel good, better. I thought that I was just going to be ready to be out of here, but this semester has just showed me that there's always so much more left that you can get out of household, and so I'm really grateful for the new sisters and just the natural way that these 4 years are ending.
After watching so many wonderful sisters graduate before me and see how gracefully they did that and how well they have incorporated the covenant into their own lives and the ways that they have continued to be a faithful disciple of Jesus has just sort of inspired me, I think, to leave Franciscan and to leave household, just ready to just share Jesus with the world, you know, and to enter into my specific vocation, you know.
Since intenting so many semesters ago, till now, like, what have you learned?
I've learned that one, sisterhood is beautiful, but it is also really difficult.
I think I've just really learned a lot about myself and how to love people that are very different than I am, and also maybe even similar, but just what it means to be a sister to somebody.
Since our household is so like focused on love, like through like unconditional love, like sacrificial love, just learning how to love better and like more fully.
Love isn't just about draining yourself and giving everything that you have of yourself and like of holding nothing back and just draining yourself, but also allowing other people to fill you up too. That we're not meant to walk this journey alone, and you're not meant to carry every burden on your own.
You have to be real, you have to be genuine like our covenant calls you to. You have to be open when you're struggling with your sisters and not just love them well, but allow them to love you well.
Love is a sacrifice and it's hard, or unconditional love is definitely hard. But sometimes like by loving people more fully, you have to make sacrifices or just like make changes you don't want to, but you know it'll be better in the end.
And it's not always gonna be like super fun and like exciting all the time. Like there's gonna be periods where it's like hard and you don't want to show up and you're tired and you're not getting along, but that's like the time where you have the opportunity to like truly love and to be sanctified.
And what it means to suffer along beside them, because I think in our household that's just been a beautiful thing to kind of be a place to support each other and also just to be there. And so yeah, just learning about suffering and how people suffer and how you're supposed to help them through that or even just be there has been, I think, one of the biggest things that I've learned.
I used to be afraid of suffering and just afraid of pain because everyone thinks that pain is the worst thing, but it isn't. It isn't, because when you have sisters to go through those sacrifices and those moments of tribulation with you, it points me to Jesus, you know, and it reminds me that I'm not alone in suffering, you know, and it just makes me more willing to approach Jesus on the cross, you know, and it gives me more courage.
I think my biggest piece of advice for any future sisters now, sisters for whatever, is just to be patient with people and to know that sometimes your sisters are going to hurt you, but the majority of the time it's not you. It's something that they're going through and dealing with.
There'll be sisters that are vastly different from you. There'll be sisters that you love. There'll be sisters that you don't always get along with. But each one of them can teach you something that's incredibly valuable to your journey. And even some of the hardest lessons that I've learned has come from the people that I love.
Pray, pray, and pray. That's my wisdom. But for real, like, show up in prayer. If that's the only thing you do in the day, do that.
Don't fall into the mindset that the covenant isn't relevant anymore, because household changes every semester. Like, a new person will join or a new person will leave, and everything changes every single semester. And household will not be the same 4 years away as it is now. It's not even the same like as it was last semester. Like, it's always changing, but the one thing that never changes is the covenant.
I would say just like trust in the covenant and your sisters as much as you can. In the covenant, it literally says like by trusting one another and like bearing each other up, like how much of an impact that can make. Just like your sisters are there for you, and like they're there for you to trust and help you out.
That covenant, not just the piece of paper, right? The covenant, the relationship with the Lord, and how our household is rooted in Jesus. Just lean into the covenant, yeah, and keep praying with it. It's just loaded with scripture, and scripture never loses its relevance because it's alive and it's breathing, and it's, yeah, it'll bring you hope and it'll bring you newness of life no matter how many times you read it. So just lean into the covenant.